Hi everyone, it's Danny. Alrighty, so today we will be repotting the humongous Cattleya Tropical Pointer Galaxy. I ordered this orchid about 2 weeks ago from an online shop. The flowers are spent on it, as you can see, so it's a good time to repot this orchid. Now I want to actually divide this orchid because it is a big girl, and also I want to give a division to my orchid friend. I will see if it's possible. I don't know what to expect. I don't know how the roots are doing and so on, so I thought I should film this so you can see how to actually divide a pretty large Cattleya, how to take it out of the pot, and so on. Alrighty, so the first thing we're gonna do, we will sterilize a pair of scissors. I'll actually use the pruners for this one because it is a pretty thick Cattleya orchid, and I will cut the flower spike. Funny thing about this one, usually flower spikes yellow from the tip, but this one yellowed from the base towards the tip. So in regards to that thing about orchids withdrawing energy from the flower spikes, I don't know. I don't think so. So I will try to cut the flower spike as close to the base as possible. This will make everything more comfortable, and it will avoid getting tangled into the orchid and bumping it over and so on. Because it is a pretty thick flower spike here, and the spike was not completely dry, I'll just spray a little bit of hydrogen peroxide right here on the flower spike to disinfect it and actually limit some of the fungal or bacterial infections that might occur. Next thing, I'm gonna remove the flower spike it came with. There we go. I'm actually gonna keep this spike because I might have to stake this orchid if it's not stable in its new pot. So how we're gonna do this, we are just gonna press on the pot to detach the roots from the sides of the pot, and hopefully get this girl out of the pot easier and with as less damage as possible. Now I'm just gonna grab a few canes as close to the base as I can and try to pull up gently. Let's see what we have here. Wow, this media does not look too well. One of the roots is pretty tangled here, but it's okay if you lose a few roots. There we go. Okay, so this is the orchid and its root system. It's not an amazing root system, but we'll have to do. Now, to divide this orchid, it's gonna be tricky because it does not have a very uniform growth pattern. It kind of grows into a circle. So looking at it, the only spot that I could see for a division would be right here. And this rhizome would have 3 pseudobulbs, I think, and the other one would have the other pseudobulbs. I cannot cut it anywhere else. I simply do not see where I can cut it next. Now, before I actually cut it, I just want to remove all the media from the roots. Also try to remove the dead roots as well, just so I can see better what I do. And for this, I will actually go to the sink and soak the roots so I can detach the remaining media much faster, and also I can see which roots are alive and where they're actually coming from, because right now it is pretty much a mess. So that's what I'm gonna do. Gonna go to the sink or to the shower and wet everything just so I remove the media and have a better picture. I'll be right back when I'm done. Okay, we're back. I've cleaned it as best as I could for now, and it's time to try to divide it. I did look again, and there's no particular spot in which I could cut it better, so I think making a cut right here will actually separate this rhizome along with another cane that I actually see here. So I will have 1, 2, 3, 4 canes, which is nice for this division. Now this is a thick rhizome, so what I'm gonna do is get my pruners and cut it, oopsie, right here. Hopefully I can do this in one cut. Oh, that was easier than I thought. Okay, so now let's untangle this division from the mother plant. If you break a few roots, that's pretty much okay. If somehow it does not want to come off, you can cut a few roots. But if you have the patience, you can just untangle them. Some of them are really tangled, so if you have no choice, you can cut a few roots. This is the only root which seems to be... Oh no, there we go. Alrighty, so this is my division. It does not look bad. Actually looks pretty good. So hopefully this will turn out to be a nice little orchid for my friend. I have to say, this pattern of growth is a bit weird, so it was the only way that I could cut a division out of this plant, but I think it will do well. So what I will do now is clean the orchid. I will cut away all the dead and mushy roots. I will shower it just to get rid of all the old media, and also I will spray it with hydrogen peroxide 3% to make sure that I kill off any slugs or snails that might hide in the root system. I will be back when I'm done. Okay, we're back. My orchid is washed and disinfected. The root system is, let's say, quite decent. Could have been better, but it's good. I think it's okay. I will use a clear plastic pot to repot this orchid. This is actually a 15 centimeter pot, so it's one size bigger than your usual standard pot, let's call it. But this girl is just too big for a standard pot, so I think this pot is just perfect for it. It can hold all the root system, as you can see, and also it provides quite a lot of space for new growth. So the media that I'm going to use with this orchid, being that it's a Cattleya, is actually pure bark chips. This works the best for my Cattleya orchids. Since it's a big pot, it will not retain too much moisture, so it's just going to be perfect. Now it's just a matter of placing a layer of bark on the bottom of the pot, then stabilizing the orchid inside and adjust the height and place media around the roots. Alrighty, I'm done. My orchid is quite stable in its pot, but because it's big, it is top heavy. For this reason, I will actually use a stake. This is the stake it came with. I washed it with some bleach, so it should be good. Also forgot to mention, I tried to remove as much of these dried sheets as I possibly could. Some orchids are easier to clean while others are not so easy. This is one of those orchids that was not easy to clean, but as much as I could, I did try to remove these sheets. They will only harbor pests or too much moisture around the pseudobulb if you leave them on, so as much as you can, just try to remove them. Alrighty, now to stabilize this orchid, I will use the stake. I will place this stake close to this pseudobulb, and I'll use a plastic zip tie, I'm not sure how you call it, and pin the orchid in place. Again, not that the orchid is not stable, but it is quite top heavy, and this will help prevent some accidents. And there it is. Now I already see some new growth on this Cattleya orchid. I have one here and also one here. Now I'm not sure which one will develop. This one seems to be bigger, and hopefully this one will develop because I did try to leave more space for growth on this side. There's also a growing point or something right here, so again, I'm not sure how this orchid will develop. I have to say, the growth pattern looked pretty much weird on this orchid, and hopefully I did a good job with the division. If somehow the division does not take, I can always divide it in a couple of years again or so. So what's left now is to water this orchid, give it a good water just for the media to settle down and also the roots to settle down and so on. And that's pretty much it. Alrighty gang, thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed this. If you want to see more videos, don't forget to subscribe. You can leave me questions or suggestions in the comment section below. And if you just want to stay in touch with me, you can follow me on Twitter or Instagram. I'll see you next time. Bye!